What's up, guys? I have the keys to an all-new 2021 Subaru Crosstrek Sport. As you may know, they finally put a bigger engine in it. It's the 2.5-liter engine that you've seen in the Legacy as well as the Outback. This engine also comes available on the limited trim and standard on the Sport. So I'm going to let you know if this extra horsepower is worth it and if you can really feel it. So we're going to take it on the highway, we're going to do some in-town driving, and probably take it on a caffeine run as well, because why not? Let's go. Okay, let's do some city driving. I am at a stoplight. I'm in a lane that's gonna merge, and I'm gonna see if I can beat the car to my left. Oh, she didn't stand a chance. She totally tried too. That was awesome. Yes. Anyways, moving on. So I want to get started on driving impressions around town. This 2.5 liter has 30 more horsepower than the 2 liter does. So you get bumped up from 152 horsepower up to 182. And the best part about it is that you do not have to sacrifice fuel economy to have that extra 30 horsepower. This gets 27 miles to the gallon in the city and 35 on the highway, which is actually better than the 2 liter engine that gets 33 miles to the gallon on the highway. Obviously, this all depends on your driving style. I tend to have a little bit of a heavier foot. So the Crosstrek sits just a little bit taller than the Impreza does, which gives you a little bit more visibility ahead of you. Helpful to be up a little bit taller so that you can see over cars that might be in front of you as well. And in general, the visibility in this car is awesome. I'm only noticing one blind spot in my back right corner. And as you may have just heard that beep, Subaru has lane departure warning and a lane keep technology to help you stay in your lane. Now let me tell you why this is superior to other lane departure warnings that I have test driven. The way lane departure warning and centering works is the car recognizes the lines in the road and then the steering assists you to stay within those parameters. I do not like that steering assist. Reason being, if I need to react very quickly to avoid potential hazard, for example, a car veering into my lane and I need to safely move out of this lane, I don't want my car to interfere and prevent me from doing that. I want the car to be predictable. And the one thing that Subaru does is there's a button right here on your steering wheel that's a picture of a steering wheel, and you can very easily turn off that steering assist. So you can still have your lane departure warning that will beep at you when it recognizes you leaving your lane. You can control the volume of this lane departure warning signal as well so that it's not blasting in your ear. That is one of my favorite things about driving this car that I've learned. This is handling tight turns and merging areas really well. So I discovered something kind of random while poking around in my infotainment system. If you go to settings, go to vehicle, scroll down a page, there's this feature called One Touch Lane Changer. What this does is maybe you accidentally hit your blinker and it continues to blink 3 times even though you tried to shut it off. You can stop that feature from happening. So if you accidentally hit your blinker, you don't want people to think that you're trying to change, it'll only blink once. I don't know if I'm the only person in the world that struggles with this sometimes. Please comment below, or maybe I'm just like some one-off weirdo, I don't know. So it is time to get out of the city and get onto the freeways. Before we do that, I'm going to put this Crosstrek into SI mode, which is like a sport mode. It instantly increases your RPMs. I wanted to find a fun on-ramp onto Highway 87 here to really test that acceleration and the extra 30 horsepower. Plus Subaru's all-wheel drive always handles really nicely. So let's find out. This is a really tight hook here. past the apex, and let's go. Oof. You can totally feel the extra 30 horsepower. Listen to it. So I got up to freeway speeds just like that. It was really, really easy. And that's super important. I think that you need to be able to get up to freeway speeds safely. Not everybody does that for whatever reason, but this car did that very well right now. The noise inside the cabin isn't bad. I'm getting a little bit of wind noise off of the windshield, but even you would think with the bigger engine that would essentially produce more noise, but it isn't. It sounds fine. I feel like I can talk at a regular volume and have a comfortable conversation and not be annoyed by a ton of road noise or engine noise. This has Subaru's Lineartronic CVT transmission in it, and it is known for being one of the best CVT transmissions. I'm finding it to be very responsive. One of my biggest pet peeves is throttle lag, which is really common in a drive-by-wire vehicle. I like that when I hit the throttle, the car just goes, rather than like hit throttle, 1,000, 2,000, and then maybe the car eventually moves. So in a CVT transmission, you don't feel any shifting happening, but Subaru does simulate that a little bit while you're cruising. So if I drastically change speeds by pressing down heavily to accelerate, it will simulate that feeling of a downshift, which is just a little bit more satisfying to drive, in my opinion. We're gonna merge one more time onto the freeway, just like that, 40, 50, and 60 miles an hour. So quick. Overall, this Crosstrek is really easy to drive. Having previously owned two Subarus, I love the all-wheel drive system. It gives me a little bit more confidence. It makes me feel more safe. And in the city and even now on the freeway, it's handling little bumps really well. If I had an open cup of coffee here, I don't think that it would just go spilling everywhere. And that is important because we're not out here trying to waste coffee, y'all. Alrighty guys, so that is a wrap on the test drive of the all-new 2021 Subaru Crosstrek Sport. So if you guys want to come take it out and test that extra 30 horsepower for yourselves, you can do that by visiting us at Capital Subaru in San Jose, and you can buy this car online with our no-brainer checkout at dgdg.com. Thanks!